What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all having a great day. So I figure we'll have a little fun video today and do some comparisons between the S24 Ultra here on the left and the S25 Ultra here on the right, because I got to send this phone back to Samsung tomorrow. So let's have some fun. Audio test, S24 Ultra, max volume. Knows when it's over.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping.
Not bad. I mean, there's not really much bass or anything, but the overall volume's good. I do notice a slight hint of distortion at max volume, but not bad. Now the S25 Ultra, same video, max volume. And I'll let you know how the assembly goes when it's over.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed, all the squad here to play.
I would say the overall volume level is about the same as last year's model. However, I do notice a little bit of bass this time. So we get a little bit of bass and a little top-end clarity. I don't notice as much distortion here at max volume. Naturally, both the S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra come with the S Pen. But did you know that the latency on the S24 Ultra S Pen is 9 milliseconds, whereas the latency on the S25 Ultra S Pen is 7 milliseconds? Let's go ahead and test this out. All right, you're looking at slow motion footage of the S24 Ultra. All right, it's looking good. All right, now we're looking at some slow-mo footage of the S25 Ultra. I'd say it looks like the pen is keeping up just a tad bit faster than the S24 Ultra. It's just a minimal difference. You're not going to really notice it in your day-to-day use, but it is always nice to have the lower latency. A concern that started with the release of the S24 Ultra is that a lot of times, even when vivid mode is enabled, colors would look washed out. They have addressed it with several updates since then, but I figure let's go ahead and do a comparison of the Z Fold 6, which predates the anti-reflective screens, with the S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra. We're going to check their vivid mode configuration to make sure that the colors being washed out is no longer an issue. To get to there, you're going to go into your display settings, you go to vivid mode here, and we're going to go into advanced settings, and we're going to make sure all these are cranked up. Let me do the rest of the phones. All right, all three phones are configured with the same values, and we have our vividness slider turned all the way up on all three. And as we look at the first image, I really don't see a big difference between any of these images. Let's go to the next one where we have a lot more red, because that was one of the complaints, that reds were kind of looking orangish. I don't see that anymore. Everything's looking great on all three devices. If anything, I might give the slight edge to the S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra over the Z Fold 6 now. And that was not the case even just a few months ago. So Samsung has definitely been making some updates to improve this. So I think our colors being washed out is no longer a concern. The next difference, and one that takes a little bit of getting used to, is going to be our application drawer. So here on the S24 Ultra, we have the left to right pagination style, which we've had for several years now. And there's been a huge uproar from the community over the past couple years for Samsung to bring back the vertical app drawer that we have on the S25 Ultra. Now, truth be told, I kind of prefer the old style. Sometimes when we have this long list like this, it takes a little bit for me to find apps that are in the middle, so I resort to the search functionality. Whereas on the S24 Ultra and other Galaxy devices, I kind of get used to having where my apps are memorized on these pages, so I'm able to get to them a lot quicker. Now granted, we can change this out by going into sort, and we'll change this to custom order, and that kind of gives it a paginated style, and you can go up here and you can clean up the pages. That'll help sort them a little bit, but the problem is you're going to still have a lot of items at the end that are completely out of sort. So it's a little workaround if you want to try to mimic that of what we have on the S24 Ultra, but it doesn't get you all the way there. The next difference I want to point out between both devices is with Samsung's Good Lock. So Good Lock is a free customization suite to help you get the most out of your Samsung Galaxy device. Just recently, the Samsung Good Lock UI got overhauled, so we have a completely different look and feel now. But although the UI looks very similar on both devices, if you go through your list on the S24 Ultra and you count these as I'm scrolling through, you're going to come to a grand total of 20 different modules. And if we do the same thing for the S25 Ultra over here, just scroll through, you can count them as I go through this. I've already done it. You're going to go through here and you're going to find 18 modules. And the two modules that are missing on the S25 Ultra are Clock Face and Lock Star. I'm sure we'll get them soon in a future update, but in the current state, we have two less on the S25 Ultra. All right, next we have weight. S24 Ultra, no case, 235 grams. S25 Ultra, no case, 221 grams. 14 gram difference, and I do feel it. This year's model is a little bit lighter, and it does feel lighter in the hands. Now let's go ahead and check out the anti-reflective coating on both phones here. Let me get them pointed up at some of these top-down lights here. All right. I don't know. I guess it just looks a little bit different. I wouldn't say one's handling it better than the other. And if we look at the studio lights here from the side, I don't see a big difference. I mean, my S24 Ultra screen's pretty demoed. I did wipe it down, but you know, it's a year old. But yeah, I'd say the reflections look about the same. All right, so this next bit, it isn't really a comparison, just kind of more of a thing that kind of released a couple days ago. And that is, we're on One UI 6.1 here with the S24 Ultra, and we were expected to get the full stable release here at the end of February or the beginning of March. Unfortunately, as of a couple days ago, it looks like that's not going to be the case. What's going to happen is the S24 Ultra is going to end up getting beta 4. So that's coming out here shortly, and then there's going to be an even longer delay before the stable version gets pumped out to the S24 Ultra and other Galaxy devices. So if you're not wanting to try out the beta on the S24 Ultra, you're going to be on One UI 6.1 a little bit longer than initially expected. For this next little thing, just pointing out the obvious that I know you already all know, and that is we no longer have air actions on the S25 Ultra. So the Bluetooth functionality is gone. It is what it is. And before we wrap up this video, I just want to quickly touch on battery life and thermals. So I've seen a few complaints about folks complaining about their S25 Ultra getting hot doing even relatively minuscule tasks, you know, just surfing the web, opening up your applications. In the couple weeks now that I've owned this device, I have not had it get hot on me one single time, which I cannot say the same about the S24 Ultra. In fact, this device gets pretty hot when I'm even watching YouTube sometimes. And it's really weird. It'll be cool for a few days, everything's fine, and then I'll just be sitting down one evening, and like that entire time, the phone is getting stupidly hot, like ridiculous, to the point where a couple times I restarted it. I don't know, it could just be a me thing, my particular S24 Ultra, I'm not sure, but I have not had that issue one time here, and that's even with gaming. Like, it just barely gets warm when I'm gaming, and on regular, just day-to-day activities, I don't notice the back of the case changing temperature at all, not one bit. And as far as battery life, I mean, I've only had it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I haven't really paid attention to it too much, other than I feel like it's basically the same. I feel like I'm putting it on the charger at like the same time that I would my S24 Ultra. Like, you know, the transition from one device to the other, I haven't really noticed anything. It's like I have the same phone, honestly. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's been my case anyways. So anyways, I gotta get this thing factory reset and sent back to Samsung. If you have any questions or comments about today's video, please drop them down in the comments section below. Really do appreciate your time. And as always, thanks for watching.